and cooling for 24/7 comfort on call.
We are blasting off for some space updates.
You're always fun in space, Cammie.
Oh, man, yeah.
Okay, I have an update for you on this story that we've been following about the 3 stranded astronauts on the Chinese space station. Long story short, there were 3 astronauts that had been there since April. They went to go home. Their spacecraft was actually targeted by space debris, damaged, couldn't use it. A relief crew came up to replace them. The 3 that had been there for 6 months used their spacecraft to go back down to Earth, leaving the 3 new ones stranded there.
How would you like to get that job description? Here's the deal. You're going to go get these guys, and you got to stay.
Right. Well, the good news is finally China did launch yesterday an empty space capsule that can return the astronauts whenever it is they decide to come on home. And obviously, in the event of an emergency, that's the big thing to be concerned about there. All right, what do you think of this one? China's rising influence in space prompts Senate to call for a new U.S. research institute in post-international space era. Boy, that was one mouthful, wasn't it?
That's a headline.
So in 2030, the International Space Station is going to be decommissioned. It's going to be brought down, plunged into the ocean. Where will we have the ability to do research in microgravity? We meaning the United States. And incidentally, not only is it important for research, but it's a big money maker as well. Okay, so bear that in mind. So here's what's going on. It's a bipartisan group of senators that proposes this new Space Race Act, RACE an acronym for Research and Continuing Exploration. And here's what they say the act would do. It would, quote, create a National Institute for Space Research, a federally controlled but independently operated entity designed to coordinate and advance U.S. microgravity research in low Earth orbit using next-generation space platforms after the retirement of the ISS. It would support public-private partnerships and economic development by bridging government and commercial sector interests. What that is saying is
bringing in
money
and also different corporations.
Yep, and also having some of these corporations and other companies providing space stations or space station, one or the other, or both, who knows. So that's kind of interesting, but it kind of gives you an idea where this is all going. And they say to, quote, bolster America's geopolitical influence, strategic positioning, and leadership in the emerging space economy around the world.
The space economy.
Yeah, how about that? It's coming. It's coming. I have one more for you, and this is one of those where the title is sensational. Scientists put moss on the outside of the International Space Station for 9 months and kept it growing back on Earth. And they even provide this picture of the portion of the space station where this moss was located. Now, it's a sensational title, but when you dive into the details of the story, here's what we learned. It was actually moss cell structures that encased the spores. So it wasn't like living moss out there.
Like you find in your sidewalk.
Right. It was just these little encapsulated spores that were out there, but exposed to heat and cold and radiation.
Space,
But when they brought them back, about 80% of them survived and germinated, were healthy back here on Earth. The researchers say it could be used to build ecosystems outside of our planet, like maybe Mars.
Space economy. You're talking about the space economy. Someone's got to farm, right?
Good one.
Got to feed the people when we come back.